Can anyone learn the art of speaking to millions of people just like they're all your friend? Adam Sandler did this during his acceptance speech for the Mark Twain Award. Now I say, yes, it can be taught and you're capable of it. Let's distill 4 main takeaways from Adam's speech that you can apply during your next talk in this week's installment of Speaker Film Study. If you're new to my channel, then welcome. My name is Preston Chin. My career spans from broadcasting to business development and public speaking. And on this channel, I help leaders speak so that people will want to listen.
Hello, my name is Adam Sandler. And I am the 2023 Mark Twain Humor Prize Award recipient for greatness in American funny and bringing the thunderous belly laugh to the sweet people of planet Earth. Can I get a hell yeah? To all my amazing buddies who spoke earlier tonight, thank you from the deepest part of my heart. The whole time I was listening to you, I was filled with gratitude that the original people the Kennedy Center asked to come couldn't make it. To my family who all flew in from New Hampshire and Florida to watch me get this award, yes, I will pay for your hotel rooms. But you gotta pay for your own incidentals, mother.
Now, every great speech has a compelling intro because your audience's attention is highest at the beginning and the end of your speech. Now, what Adam does so brilliantly is he makes people laugh by impersonating others. This leans on his core strength, and you have this too. It may not be humor, but if you ask your friends, your family, your close colleagues, what are your 3 core superpowers, they'll tell you. It could be something like you're infectiously positive, you have an amazing smile, you are incredibly ambitious and hardworking. Whatever it is, the goal is you need to identify what are your core superpowers and weave them into your intro. That becomes your signature opener. It's contingent on one major thing, which is that you're presenting in front of a warm and friendly audience. If you're presenting in front of a hostile audience, it's actually more important to address potential objections they may have up front to disarm them so that they're more willing to engage. Your audience doesn't just care about learning about the topic you're going to present on, they care about connecting with you as the speaker, because we as human beings are just hardwired to want to connect with others, especially through storytelling.
Honestly, I've had an amazing life. I'll tell you what kind of led me to this night. I come from a great family, a sweet, beautiful, funny, incredible, caring, loving mother who played me Barbra Streisand, Johnny Mathis. I had a as cool as it gets, badass, funny, ponytailed dad who sang me Johnny Cash and Johnny Ray, and he showed me the Marx Brothers, Jerry Lewis, Jackie Gleason. Whenever they were on, he'd call me into the room. And growing up, my parents literally did everything they could to give me crazy confidence at literally everything I did. School, sports, singing, joking, they acted like I was the best at all those things, even though other kids were way better than me.
Now, every great public speaker can make their audience feel like it's a one-on-one conversation by doing one thing. They get into storyteller mode, and specifically, they include their audience in their personal narrative. Now, notice how Adam Sandler does this. In the first line, he says very simply, I'm gonna tell you about my life that led to this night. Now, this night obviously includes him standing in front of his audience, and they're gonna wonder, well, how did you even get to where you are today? It's a lot more compelling and intriguing than to say, I'd like to thank this person, or I'd like to thank that person in my life, because it feels like a monologue where you're just reading through a list of names.
When it came time to pick my college major, so my brother was the one who said I should be an actor. I said, what should I do with my life? He said, you should be an actor. You're as funny as Rodney Dangerfield and Eddie Murphy. And I never thought that, but he just made me feel like I was. He's the one who brought me to Boston when I was 17 years old. I was a senior in high school, and he brought me to do a stand-up comedy at Stitch's Comedy Club. He set it all up. He says, you're going to get on stage you have 5 minutes to do jokes. What are you going to say? I said, I'm not sure. I'll just wing it, because I really I had no idea what the hell. I didn't even know you were supposed to prepare. So I went up there. I was terrible. I don't even know what I said. I was like in a fog, those weird fogs you get when you're a stand-up sometimes where you lose your mind. I just kind of was babbling. I remember one guy screaming out, he still has a retainer. And anyways, I left. For some reason on the way home, my brother made me feel like I had the best set of any comedian that night. And he's like, you just got to prepare next time. But they loved you. And in my head, I was like, they did?
The third way to make your speech to hundreds or thousands feel like a speech to just friends is to focus on the defining moments of your story. Now, there are 4 major defining moments to most stories. The first is the catapult. What set you off on the path you're on today? The second is the conflict. What was the key struggle or problem that you faced that you had to overcome? The third is the turning point. How did you overcome that moment? And the fourth is the full circle. How do you connect your story's past to where you are today? Now, Adam articulates many of these moments in detail. The catapult is his mother and father exposing him to tons of comedians and actors and giving him the confidence to do whatever he wants. The conflict, which is all about how he was a stand-up comedian to start, but didn't really perform that well when his brother put him on the spot. The turning point, when he met up with his roommate and they started jamming on all sorts of ideas, which really catapulted his career.
And then I went to NYU. And first guy I meet is the great Tim Herlihy. He was my roommate. And I asked him, what do you want to do with your life? He said, I want to be a billionaire. And I said, and he goes, how about you? I said, oh, I want to be a comedian. He said, cool. And then he asked me, what are some of your jokes? And I said, I don't have any jokes. And then he went to Poughkeepsie to see his family. He came back and he handed me 3 yellow pieces of paper with jokes on them. And he just did it on his own, gave me these jokes. That's when we like became a team and started trying to kick ass together. And all my buddies, my buddy Eric Lamonsoff, who I grew up with, and the guys from my dorm, Jack Garaputo, Frank Caracci, Alan Colbert, who I met in my history comedy class, we just all got very tight with each other, and comedy, just that became our obsession.
The full circle, which is when he met his wife.
And having a kid come up to you and say they like the line from your movie or one of the comedy albums or something like that, that literally was the best feeling I could ever get. Until one night, and that night will always be my favorite night of my life. So Stephen Dorff was having a birthday party, and my agent and buddy Adam Bennett said to me, let's go. I go, I sit at a table, my buddy Dallas introduces me to that woman over there, and from that moment on, I just couldn't keep my eyes off her. She was sweet, she was gorgeous, as nice as it gets, and as luck would have it, she also had the habit of telling me I was great at everything. My jokes were great, and she said I have good hair, said my cheeks smell good. Everything I did in her eyes, I was the best. That's at least how she made me feel.
Now, there are 3 main aspects to how you tell these defining moments in your life that make your audience feel like they're right there with you. With each defining moment, you need to understand, how do you put your audience in the room with you during those moments? The first is by giving very descriptive detail. The second is to reenact dialogue, ideally in the present tense, but literally the dialogue between person A and person B, rather than just summarizing what was said. And finally, it's important to reveal your inner dialogue or your inner thoughts, because your audience will feel the exact same things that you are as you reenact the story.
Along came 2 of the true best things, babies showing up, Sadie and Sonny. And they're the love of our lives. The most pride and joy that Jackie and I could ever feel, the life changers. When they speak, we either laugh, tear up, or just stare at them in amazement. Every conversation we have every day, every night, every drive, every meal, every smile, every hang we have, I'm only wishing time will stand still, because being with you 2 and Mommy, that's the best life can get. And they look like their mama, and they're smart like their mama, and they also give me confidence every year on my birthday, too, by buying me T-shirts that say, world's best farter. And I don't even f***ing fart that much, but they think it's funny. So, anyways, in summary, my career's been tremendous. Nothing has let me down. I do work my ass off. It's fun. I wake up early. It's fun. I stay up late. It's fun. I go on locations. If I bring the family, it's fun. Everyone in this room tonight has made my life fun. People always would ask me, those bad reviews you get, how does that make you feel? Make you feel like shit? And I'd say, nah, it really doesn't. I think the reason I get to say that didn't hurt me is because so many of you guys in this room made me feel great about what we've done together. And all my fellow comedians, actors, writers, collaborators, crew members, people on the streets, my family, my kids, my forever girl, Jackie, all make me feel like the critics didn't know what the hell they were talking about. So thank you for all that. Thank you. Thank you for creating a delusional, psychotic man who is now the proud owner of the 2023 Mark Twain Award for athleticism, math, sexual prowess, guitar virtuosity, and best cheek smell. Good night. Keep lying to yourselves, everybody, and God bless America. Thank you so much for that. Love y'all. Thank you.
The fourth main takeaway is to not rely on a script, instead to speak from the heart. It's totally okay to have an outline that organizes your intro, articulates your 3 defining moments, and then wraps up with your outro. But if you rely on a script, you're gonna sound way too rigid and robotic. Now, one key trick to speaking from the heart very easily is to think, what is the one-liner that I want my audience to remember about my story? For Adam, it was this: I wouldn't be in this position today to be doing what I love and making everyone laugh if it wasn't for my support system that propped me up. This one-liner is crucial because if you ever find yourself rambling or deviating from your main story arc, you can always remember what is the core message, and then you'll naturally stay focused. The other main benefit is that when you speak from the heart, your body language and your tone will sound way more natural and comfortable. Notice in Adam's case, he's not hunched over as though he's scared. Instead, he's wide open. His hands are out, showing that he's a warm presenter. When you speak from the heart, people will naturally listen, especially when you have that through line in your story that keeps you anchored. Now, you might think that presenting in front of a warm and friendly audience is a lot easier than presenting in front of a hostile one. But if you watch this speech by Coach Deion Sanders here, you'll see how there's a clear playbook that you can follow when it comes to presenting in front of various types of crowds.